Hey y'all, Jenny Evans here, and let's talk about foundation. This is my little concealer and foundation palette. It's called the Perfect Complexion Palette. You actually save a little money whenever you combine your foundation and concealers like this, and I'm going to show you how I get a flawless foundation coverage, and then I pair it with a highlight and contour all in the same palette. So I'm using a damp Blenderful. These Blenderfuls are absolutely amazing. I wet mine really well. Look at that coverage. Oh my gosh. I wet mine really well, and then I wring it out with like a paper towel or a rag. So you don't want it dripping wet, you just want it really damp. And then our foundation works best when you kind of push it into the skin. So this video is sped up and you're not able to see that technique as well, but I'm not necessarily rubbing as much as I am just kind of pushing it into the skin. So also whenever I dip my Blenderful into the palette, I am kind of giving it a little bit of a spin on the flat part of the Blenderful, and that's what I apply my foundation with. Then I go in with the inside tip of my Blenderful, and this is what I apply my highlight with. So I chose highlight to highlight with Concealer 0 here in this video. I'm sorry, it's Concealer 2, I lied. Concealer 0 is lighter than this, and this is Concealer 2. So I highlight under my eyes, I highlight on my Cupid's bow, my chin, the bridge of my nose, and I work it up into between my eyebrows. Next, I actually take one of my eyeshadow brushes and I dip it into my concealer, and I outline my eyebrows with that same color concealer that I highlight with. This is just going to make your eyebrows pop. It's also going to cover up any imperfections that you may have accidentally done whenever you were drawing in or filling in your eyebrows. And so then once I get that on there, I go back in with my Blenderful, the same side that I applied the concealer to highlight with, and I start blending it out. Next, I go in with my concealer color. This is Concealer 5 that I use to contour. So you see where I just pointed towards my cheekbone there? You can kind of feel where your cheekbone goes, and right under that is where you're gonna put your contour. So this foundation and concealer is a consistency that works well with your skin temperature. So as it gets warmer, it blends better. So it's just a really great combination. So I put my contour on all my cheekbones, and then I do around my forehead, like you just saw, close to my hairline. And then I go down to my jawline. So you're actually making a 3 on one side of your face and an E on the other side of the face if you were to follow that dark line all the way around. And now I'm putting a little contour on the side of my nose, which is just going to give my nose a little bit of a thinner look. And you're not able to see it as well because the video is sped up, but any time that I work with the highlight color, I flip the Blenderful to the highlight side. Anytime I'm working with the contour, the darker color, I flip it to the side that I applied the contour with, so I'm not mixing the colors. Okay, and this last part is really cool. I take a little bit of the highlight and I go back in and I sharpen up the edge, the bottom part of the contour, and just give it a really sharp look. And then I'm going back in and applying a little more contour because I was feeling pretty extra on this day. That completes my foundation and concealer steps.